Zone 3, boom, you get alternate programming. And we will have other great programming throughout the year, including Army football, for example. We will have Army football on a college football Saturday. You're going to get Alabama Crimson Tide on the air and on our primary feed, on our primary stream. But on Zone 2, you'll get the Army game. All right, so you'll be able to listen to Army football there. I mean, it's just we're just doing everything we can as we continue to dominate the sports landscape in North Alabama. Now, it is a Fantasy Thursday because tonight at Baumhauer's Victory Grill on the South Parkway, we will have our annual DFL Fantasy Draft, our 15th annual Doghouse Fantasy League Draft. We're going to have this, a live draft we have, and it's open to whoever wants to play with us. Then everything is entered into the ESPN Fantasy site by Grizz and Smokey Mike, who are our commissioners. And then the rest of the season is entirely online. Now, we do report the results on air. We do chide each other and talk trash on air. So we do get all of that stuff going for you on the air, but on this show. But this is a Doghouse thing, and we're going to do it during the drive. The drive will be broadcasting from the patio tonight at Baumhauer's. And we'll be on the patio as well for our draft. Now, back in the day when I was doing afternoon drive all the time, we would usually do the show from the site, and then right after the show, we would have the draft. But now I'm done at noon, man. I'm digging this. I got some stuff to do this afternoon, and then, boom, I'll be down there and just kicking back while those guys work, Steve and Wes, while they're doing the show. I'll just be hanging out with you guys, and we'll do our draft. And it's open to anyone. And to that end, we are going to explain all you need to know about fantasy and then take a look at some top pick options at 11 o'clock today with Buddy Andrade from E2GSports.com. Now, here's the deal. I got a couple of texts at the text window from guys that were like, can you explain this a little bit more, how fantasy works? We just assume that everyone knows how fantasy sports works or how fantasy football works. And to be honest, it's just not the case. Not everybody knows. And then you feel stupid. You're like, shouldn't I know? I feel like an idiot. I should know. Not everybody knows. So we're going to give you a little primer on that today with Buddy Andrade from E2G Sports. Now, before that, we're going to bring you a new feature on the show this fall on Thursdays, the TOC Sports Prep Preview. With Tom Perkins of TOC, we're going to look at some of the biggest games of the week every Thursday morning. So we'll be doing that, and we'll get that started today. There's some big games coming up this weekend, and we'll do that with Tom Perkins in just about 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. He'll be joining us for that deal. The Braves gained a half a game on the Phillies last night while hanging out at home when Philadelphia lost to the Rays. The AL East, stop me if I'm lying. I felt this in my gut, so I decided to go do a little research on it because it's what I do. I think things and then I research things. I know you think that I just talk out of my rectum, but that's not the case. I literally do research on this stuff. Is it my imagination? Or has the AL East just beaten a living dog snot out of the NL East all summer long? Well, it's not my imagination because I went back and I checked. The Atlanta Braves are 6-14 against the AL East. The Phillies are now 6-11. I think the Braves are probably done with the AL East. I don't know if they have any more series with AL East teams or not. The Phils are 6-11. The Fish are 3-14. I mean, the AL East has just beat the living snot out of Miami. Now, the Mets, believe it or not, they're just 7-8, but they've got more coming. They got to play the Yankees yet. They got more butt whippings coming. But the Mets are 7-8. Ironically, the only team in the National League East that has a winning record against the American League East is the Washington Nationals. They're like out of it, but they're 10-7 against the American League East. If they were in the American League East, they'd be, in the middle of the race probably. How crazy is that? But Philadelphia and Atlanta, stop me if I'm lying, have been horrific against the AL East. How about Teddy Bridgewater getting the Broncos job? Bridgewater was a full-time starter last year for the first time since he had that career-threatening knee injury just before the start of the 2016 season. That's now 5 years ago. Bridgewater completed almost 70% of his passes last year, 3,700 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 11 picks for Carolina. He had a 92.1 passer rating, which doesn't suck. Now, I'm not sure what this says about Drew Lock. This is a setback for Drew Lock in year 3. I'm not sure what this says about Drew Lock going forward, the quarterback out of Missouri. But it does appear that Denver will continue to be in the QB market in the near future. Remember, they thought they had their guy with Paxton Lynch 100 years ago. All these other guys that have come through, Trevor Siemian, and then, hey, let's go get Peyton Manning, and we'll go win a Super Bowl and go lose a Super Bowl. Then Peyton's gone, and they're still back in that mix trying to find a quarterback. I mean, they haven't raised their own quarterback since John Elway. Let's be honest, right? 1980, 83? 1983? 84? 85 they drafted Elway? They haven't – ooh, God, that coffee looks good, Grizz. They haven't raised one of their own quarterbacks since the mid-'80s. We're talking 35 years. I mean, the Dolphins think that's nuts, although they might have their guy. And to no one's surprise, Trevor Lawrence has been named a starter in Jacksonville. Is Gardner Minshew, is he really nothing more than a quality backup? Could he start anywhere? I talk about Case Keenum, who's played the majority of the time for Cleveland here in the preseason and will most likely play again and start again at Atlanta on Sunday night on NBC. Case Keenum, I think, could start for 8 or 10 teams in the NFL. Very good backup for Cleveland. But Cleveland's a Super Bowl quality team. You need to have a really good backup so that you don't fall off the map. Does Jacksonville need a quality backup? If Gardner Minshew is a quality backup, do they really need that? They're not going anywhere this year anyway. They're going to give Trevor Lawrence every snap. And if Trevor Lawrence goes down, all right. I mean, with Trevor Lawrence, they're going to win 6 games, and they'll have a parade in Jacksonville. Without him, they win, 4 games? You know what I mean? So it makes you wonder, is Thom Minshew possibly on the block? See a guy that could get moved. And I knew this was coming. I predicted it. All of this talk about mascots and the Cleveland Indians changing their names and so on. And now here it is. Notre Dame's leprechaun mascot is coming under fire, named in a new survey as the 4th most offensive mascot in college football. And the Fighting Irish logo, you know. Yeah. Notre Dame has responded, and they're not happy. I mean, you wouldn't think you'd respond to a survey that was held by a logo company. It's one of these companies that does stuff, logos and things like that. You wouldn't think that it would, they would respond to it. But there was like 1,300 people in the survey from all over the country. So Notre Dame responded. I have that. I have the survey. It's kind of fun. They said who the why is my boom all drooping again? Man. They said that they named the sexiest mascot, the worst mascots, the top 10 best mascots, top 10 worst mascots. Kind of fun. And the Alliance of Conferences not named the SEC, or Big 12 for that matter, made its first big scheduling announcement a day after the Alliance, which is basically just 3 commissioners having a beer together, was announced. And here it is. Here it is. The Alliance, which is the Pac-12, the ACC, and the Big Ten. To combat the evil SEC empire. The Alliance, designed for scheduling purposes and to vote as a block to prevent too many SEC teams from getting into playoff. They A day after it was announced, USC, the biggest name in the Pac-12, the only team in the Pac-12 to win national championship in the big dog era, which spans all the way to 60 years now. USC announced that it will be opening the 2024 season in Las Vegas against, wait for it, LSU. You know, LSU out of the Big Ten. LSU from the AC. No. LSU. What a clown show this whole deal is. And then the ACC commissioner, he goes on to say how important the Big 12 is to the P5 conferences, even though they weren't even invited to the party. Bunch of idiots. Not an idiot over there in that little glass room, playing the Platters That Matter and the Stacks of Wax and literally working 14. And we will tell you the story in about, give me 2 or 3 weeks, and we will tell you the story, okay? The whole story. Now, it might be 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. I'll tell you the whole story. Can't tell you the whole story right now. Dude literally worked about 15 hours yesterday for us. About 15 hours. He is the executive commissioner of the DFL. He's playing the Platters That Matter and the Stacks of Wax. Keep me on the air, keeping his video thing going.
Do you know who I am?
Who in the blue hell are you?
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together out of spit and pollen.
I'm telling you, there's an embarrassing press conference in that kid's future.
You don't ever say that to me. Bullcrap.
There won't be any misinformation. There won't be any false statements. There won't be any hearsay.
How come there ain't no Puerto Ricans on Star Trek?
You ask me those kind of questions, it really pisses me off.
Can you get me off the hook? Roll time's sake.
You ask a question every week that I don't know anything about.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
You do what everybody else in media does, just create some and throw it on the wall and see what sticks.
I ain't gonna be buried. I want a taxidermist to stuff me.
Say hello to my new
Hey, man, that coffee looks good, Grizz. Where'd you get your coffee from?
That'd be like a unsolicited sponsor, you know. But
That's all right.
Right down the street.
Who is it? What's the name of the company?
Honest Coffee Roasters, man.
Honest Coffee Roasters?
It's literally right down the street from us. It's on the corner.
Is it a coffee shop type place?
Yeah. They've got food. They've got coffee, all different types of other coffee drinks that if people like outside of just regular coffee like me. Sorry. I mean, I just like coffee with just like a little syrup and cream. I'm good.
Man's coffee. Yeah,
I'll drink it black or I can drink it with cream. Doesn't matter.
You don't need the frou-frou coffee. You drink coffee like a man. Good job by you. You know,
I try to have one every morning.
They could be the official coffee of the Thom Abraham Show, and you could be their spokesperson.
I know. I need to talk to them, but
you need to talk to them. You could be doing
get some coffee.
What's the name of the place? What's the name?
Honest Coffee.
Honest Coffee?
Yeah.
Well, you're an honest dude. You're the most honest dude I know. You're ridiculously honest
for the most part.
So you could be. It could be like, you know, Coach Grizz honest coffee moment, and then you drink it on air. You know, like a NASCAR. You know, you show up, you drink it, have a little sipping, and hey Grizz, you drinking that honest coffee from Honest Coffee Brewers? And yeah, you knucklehead, go down there.
Set it up.
Tell them you're a fan, and
big fan.
Yeah, and you're a big radio star, and
for the most part.
Yeah, and that you want to, that you could be. I've always looked for. And you know, I had morning show. We had morning show mugs, you know, with the Thom Abraham Show logo on one side and the radio station logo on the other side.
I got a Goldberg mug right here.
Like
WCW Goldberg.
Really? Hold that up closer to the camera. Let me see that. Oh, cool. Where'd you find that?
I have no idea. I guess it's Ray's.
Oh, you mean it was in the station?
I guess it was just here before me. Maybe it was long here before me.
Did you find it in the station?
Oh yeah, right over here.
Oh, okay.
It's been over here for a while actually. I just never brought it up. You talked about mugs, and I was like, hey, look, there's a Goldberg.
I think I left that there one day. Is what happened. I think I left my. It's Goldberg.
Yours?
I think it's my Goldberg.
1998.
Mug.
So this thing's dated.
I'm a big Goldberg fan.
This is some good memorabilia. So if you're a wrestling fan,
that's cool.
Get your offers.
Yeah, there you go.
DM
What's he got in it right now? What
account.
is it? Pens or something? What's in it?
Fidget spinner.
A fidget spinner.
Another fidget spinner.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need a fidget spinner in the production room.
Another fidget spinner.
Oh my God! Does anybody work in there?
A cigar cutter that I gave Ray, but then I guess he didn't keep it, but because he likes cigars, so I gave him this. But I guess I'll take it back now.
Wow.
Smoking Bear cigars.
What is it called?
Smoking Bear cigars.
They could be the official cigar.
I don't even know where
Thom
they're.
Abraham
I don't
Show.
even know where they're from. I got it from Nick's Ristorante.
Well, we used to have coffee
One of our
mugs, and
sponsors.
I am still on in the morning now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we had actually the coolest thing we had cups. Corner Pub. Do you know the Corner Pub? Do you know the Corner Pub in downtown Nashville at all?
No.
It's a
I don't know
Corner
that
Pub.
whole area.
It's right across the street from Vanderbilt, down by their stadium there. So the Corner Pub is just a famous slash honky tonk restaurant type joint.
Yeah.
Right there at what do you call it? So anyway, I used to do the coaches show there, or the players show there. I used to do the players show, the Titans players show at the Corner Pub, and I did the Thom Abraham Show at the Corner Pub. And they did a promotion with Tennessee Titan colored mugs, beer mugs. You know, they were like, I got one left. They were, and they had my logo on it. It had Thom Abraham Show logo on it. Had the radio station logo on it, and then it said Titans Players Show with Thom Abraham, something like that. And here was the thing: you came there, you got a mug. All right, when you came, we had boxes of them that the Corner Pub made. Had the Corner Pub logo on it.
Oh yeah.
So you would come there, you would get the mug, and then if you had the mug, if you came to the show, and my show was afternoon drive and into the evening with the Players Show. If you came to the show, you got 99-cent beer in the mug.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was something like 99 cents.
I used to love working downtown and getting like whatever, promotional mug glass that they were sending that. Like it would be either like fantasy football one or it would be like because we're seriously Atlanta. It seems like we're an Atlanta Falcons affiliate for the most part in this whole area. But we get Falcons glasses. I mean, I buy Tostitos chips at Walmart because they've got the Falcons. They got the Falcons on it. So I mean,
and we got the guy to do it. I mean, we got the guy that can do that kind of stuff. Certainly, that can the Minuteman Express. Those guys can do it. I just saw on the video feed of the show on the Twitch. I just saw something go by that's promoting tonight's fantasy football draft. Is that right?
Yes,
cool.
I got it going. I've made a little graphic up. Cut out your little picture of your dog and put that right in the middle of the fantasy emblem and your show logo and just put that right in the fantasy logo. And
that is really cool.
That's
a good job. I just see it again there. That's a really good job.
It's on the social. I don't think I pinned it, but I think it's somewhere. It got posted, underneath a bunch of other stuff since we post constantly. So if you go through our Twitter page, I believe I posted it. It's actually on our Facebook page as well, so you can go there as well. And
it's
it should
be up.
I
haven't seen it on the Twitter.
Well, yeah, because we retweeted a lot of other. Well, we retweeted a lot of other stuff too, and yeah, I apologize I didn't tag you in it, but I mean, I can retweet your name on it next time.
Because then I can tweet it to my people, my followers.
Yeah,
there's another.
Believe it's on the website as well. Maybe wrong. I may have to change the.
I can't get to the Facebook page. You know that. I mean, I'm still in Facebook purgatory. I'm going to spend some time the next 2 days. I'm going to spend some time trying to get it fixed because, Grace, you know why?
Why is that?
I got a lot of time on my hands.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
I got a lot of time on my hands now because
it's not warm when she's away.
She's gone again. Yeah.
Ain't no sunshine.
And there will be no sunshine. Today's a little bit of sunshine. She left this morning, but there won't be any sun.
She goes away.
It's her birthday this weekend.
Wonder this time where she
I know where she went. She went to Panama City Beach.
Lucky.
Wonder if she's gone to stay.
No. She's not going to stay. She's coming back on Monday.
Ain't no sunshine when she's
Although there's a hurricane coming that way. I just saw a thing that says that there's a potential hurricane. It's a tropical depression right now, but it's a potential hurricane headed for the Louisiana coast. They're in Panama Beach, going to be in Panama Beach. They're driving down there now. All 5 of my daughters. I had a daughter fly in from San Diego, daughter fly up from Florida, and my daughter that lives in Nashville, my daughter that lives here in Winchester, and my daughter that lives in Huntsville. They're all together in 2 vehicles. So pray for them that Lord, keep them safe. That's my whole family. All of my girls are on their way to Panama Beach They rented a house that has a private pool. They'll never go outside. They won't go out. They're good girls. I don't have to worry about them doing anything. No, 3 of them, plus my wife, is married. So 4 out of the 6 of them are married, and the other 2 are pretty much married. Okay, they're engaged. So it's pretty much a bunch of married broads. And it's going to be there. It's my wife's birthday on Saturday. So
all right, I'll make sure I wish her happy birthday.
Yeah, it's her birthday on Saturday. So they all gathered up and off to Panama. That's a nice thing to do for the girl. That was a very nice thing of the girls to do, or for the girls to do. Did you see that Ryan Tannehill is in the COVID protocol now? The team is like 98% vaccinated. He was vaccinated as well. He's double vaccinated. I don't even know what double vaccinated means, but he's going to be out for a few days. We'll see how. I don't know what it is. I think with the breakthrough virus, I think what happens is, Adam Schefter says he's going to miss anywhere from 5 to 10 days. That means when's opening day? Well, they got 14. When is opening day? They got 14 days till opening day.
Yeah,
September
this week
12th.
and the next, and then the following week.
So today's the 26th, so September 12th. So he'll be back for opening day. But 5 days is a lot different than 10 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 5 days, all he misses is the weekend here. And then he's back and ready to go and has plenty of time to prepare for the game. I think he'll be all right. Why is Cole Beasley trending right now?
He got fined.
Refusal to wear a mask.
I think,
him
$14,650. And one other player, and then the other player tweeted out and said, "They got me. You got me, NFL." So he's probably going to get the shot now, I would think.
It's from not wearing a mask on the sideline or something. Like if you're unvaccinated, you got to wear a sideline on a mat.
So he'll probably get vaccinated now.
He said, "Don't worry." No, he won't. He said, "Don't worry, they got me too, but I was wearing a mask when I was in close contact with a fully vaxxed trainer who tested positive and still got sent home. So what's the point of the mask anyways? Meanwhile, I'm here still testing negative and can't come back. Makes no sense." Yeah. There's a lot of confusion about this whole thing. There really is. I say get vaccinated, but there's a lot. Oh, there you go. Now I can like it and retweet it. Good job. That's a great logo, Grizz. A good job by you. When did you find time to do that?
I did that yesterday on the spot. I think I did it during the show.
Did you retweet my tweet with the picture of the ring?
Yeah, I did. From the station, too. Well, I don't know if I did, but
I mean from the station. That's what I mean.
Station and I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
I know I did from the station.
I don't care about your 9 followers. I care about the station's 3,000 followers or 3,500 followers. That's what I care. No,
I've got way more. I'm just kidding. Like 34, okay?
34, 80, 100. No, you got...
I think it's like 100.
You had 500 or something. You don't have 500 followers?
I don't remember. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not huge on it. That's the thing. It's like I retweet everything that I see, and
yeah,
like I retweet everything from the show, obviously, and I'll put my 2 cents on whatever we talk about or whatever. But outside of that, I don't post too much.
All right, let me get a break in here. When we come back, Tom Perkins will join us. The TOC Sports Prep Preview is next, right here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Every time Taco Bell's nacho fries returned, those Mexican spices were drawing something closer to the surface.
And once they taste that warm nacho cheese sauce, they won't stop till there's nothing left.
Can the Fry Force save the world and the nacho fries we love?
So either we fight together, or we fry alone.
Or will the monsters devour us all? Get your nacho fries today while you can. Now serving at a Taco Bell near you. At participating U.S. locations for a limited time only.
Tom Luganbill here for Woody Anderson Ford. When I was in the Tennessee Valley, one of the things that impressed me the most was the quality of the people. People like Bobby White and his team at Woody Anderson Ford. And now you can experience the tremendous new service lanes and showroom at Woody Anderson Ford at Jordan and Sparkman, or just stop by for breakfast or lunch at Henry's Mustang Cafe. And in Madison, visit Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, just south of 72. Like a great college football tradition, always there, Woody Anderson Ford.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. I hope all of you are well. These are trying times we're experiencing right now, and I want you to know that we at Baumhauer's are committed more than ever to providing a legendary dining experience to everyone. Everyone is important to us, and everyone is welcome. Please allow us to serve you in a way that makes you feel safe, appreciated, welcome, and special. Because we're all special in the eyes of the ones and the one that counts. God bless.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Every time Taco Bell's nacho fries returned, those Mexican spices were drawing something closer to the surface.
And once they taste that warm nacho cheese sauce, they won't stop till there's nothing left.
Can the Fry Force save the world and the nacho fries we love?
So either we fight together, or we fry alone.
Or will the monsters devour us all? Get your nacho fries today while you can. Now serving at a Taco Bell near you. At participating U.S. locations for a limited time only.
Drinking coffee straight from the pot. Power move. Wearing a bathrobe to work. Power move. Switching to super fast, extra reliable internet from WOW. Power move. Switch and save with WOW Internet for just $19.99 a month. It's switching season, so make a move with our best deal of the year. Get the speed you need starting with Internet 100 for just $19.99 a month. Plus, ask how to get $200 on us. Sign up at wowway.com today.
Wow.
Limited to new customers with autopay and paperless billing. Offer subject to change. Restrictions and terms apply.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You know, you'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Partly sunny skies this afternoon. Temperatures hanging out in the low and mid-90s. Heat indices aren't going to be as much of a problem as they have been over the last couple of days. Why? Because we're going to see an increase in cloud cover through the heart of the afternoon, early into the evening. With that increase in cloud cover is going to come the opportunity for a couple of isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. That activity doesn't stick around very long. We're dry through the overnight, temperatures dropping into the low and mid-70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is the only place for Drew DeArmond, Wes Neighbors, and of course, Thom Abraham.
I never met him, but I hear that he's a man of character.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Steve Moulton from The Drive. Be sure and join us today from 5 to 7 with Wes Neighbors and me. Now back to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Thom Abraham Show. This segment of the show brought to you by TOC Sports. Well, of course it is. It's time now for the TOC Sports Prep Preview with Tom Perkins. And, something that I didn't know. I got to be honest with you. I did not know this till just a couple of days ago. I didn't realize that when your doctor gives you a referral, to go see an orthopedic after you go see your regular doctor, and he says, look, you need to go, I want you to go to a CDC Orthopedics, that you can request who you want to go to. That you could say, hey, I want to go to TOC Sports. Chances are the guy's telling you that anyway. It's TOC, right? But I didn't know that. So Tom Perkins joins us now here on the Neighbors Wealth Management hotline. Tommy, I didn't know that, man. I didn't know you had a choice to where you could kind of literally tell your doctor what group you wanted to go see.
Good morning, TA. Thanks for having me on. Yes, 100% true. But you kind of think at that point when they're there seeing their physician, and he's saying, all right, you need to see an orthopedic physician. 9 times out of 10, those folks aren't really having a name at the top of their head. They have 1,000 things on their minds. Maybe it's a parent worrying about a kid. So most of the time that stuff is just sort of given to the discretion of the physician. And depending on what kind of relationship your doc has with some of the other orthopedic groups in town, they may have a predetermined group that they refer to. But more than likely, it could be our group. But what people need to remember, what patients need to remember, is that they have that choice. They can choose at that point, hey, I would like to go here. I would like to go there. This is who I would prefer to see. I've heard good things about this physician here and there. So it's constantly our work and our job to get out there and tell people, look, I know you're not thinking about it until you're hurt or something bad has unfortunately happened. But rest assured that we're here, and if you can have us at that top of the mind, at that top of mind awareness, then the expediting of your care goes so seamlessly, so flawlessly. And with our group of docs, from weekend warriors to high school athletes, man, whatever you have, our specialists can tackle it.
And so you can even specifically ask for a particular doctor. I'd like to see Dr. John Greco over at TOC, or I'd like to see Dr. Davis over at TOC. Okay, so I didn't even know. So you can actually even specifically ask for a particular doc. That's pretty cool.
100%. I mean, let's assume you meet a doctor at a party and you're like, what do you do? I'm in orthopedics, and you get to know the guy. It could be something as simple as that. It could be something as simple as a neighbor saying, man, my hip started to hurt, so I went to see, Dr. Sue. And, man, I had a great experience with him. Look at me, I'm tap dancing again. It's as simple as that. So you got to cover the marketing and the promotion from all angles, because in this community, people are tuned in many, many different ways. And it's a constant, it's job security, really trying to make sure that we are staying in people's minds and really keeping aware of the things that we can provide our patients.
Now, you guys provide training services to, most of the high schools in the Tennessee Valley. Is there different levels? Sometimes it's just a game day thing, or do you guys have, at Huntsville High, the Panthers will host Mountain Brook this week at Milton Frank. So you have somebody there on the sideline, but do you also have during practice and during the week and things like that, or are they just sent to the office? If it's one of your schools, are they just Billy dinged his ankle, he needs to go over to the TOC, or do you have actually trainers there during the week as well?
What's so unique about the relationship TOC has with Huntsville Hospital is that we are two entities working together to provide one service. And if you think about how these two great organizations have been able to team up, Huntsville Hospital providing the athletic trainers at the schools and TOC providing the physician coverage, it's a 1-2 knockout punch that really is hard to beat, not just in this state, but region-wide. And I would put our group up against any other athletic training group in the state, because we have that group, that great a group of athletic trainers. Now, how this works, the athletic trainers are, let's say, assigned to a school. And that our coverage of schools varies from 7A schools all the way down to 3A schools. And we care for them by assigning athletic trainers to those schools who are, let's just say, married to the schools. Mm-hmm. They are Huntsville Hospital employees, but they're committed to the school. You know, they wear the school colors. They cheer. They're part of the family. They really, really are. We encourage that because that's really the best way to succeed in providing good athletic training, is just having those great relationships with the coaches, with the parents, with administrators, and the players. And that's how it really all comes together. So these athletic trainers from Huntsville Hospital are on site. I'm not going to say 24/7, but their accessibility is what separates our group from any other group. We're able to facilitate any and all orthopedic musculoskeletal needs as they come about in such a quick fashion that it makes mom and dad feel good, it makes coach feel great, makes the player feel good. It's all a system to where, as the athletic trainers who are on site come across these musculoskeletal issues, they address them right there with their skills. And now, don't get me wrong, these are medical professionals. They're not trainers in the sense of, go lift this way, go lift that way. These are athletic trainers. And there's a difference, and they work real hard for that. So, it's a little bit of my job to try to help people understand that having these medically trained people on site really is such a pleasure and such a gift, and something that is something we're proud to offer to the community. And that's the other thing, and quite possibly the most important thing. And I said it earlier. These folks are Huntsville Hospital employees, but they work for the school.
Yeah,
they work for the school, so they're committed to those schools as employees, and that's a huge difference. I mean, that really is what separates it. And then that relationship they have with the physicians at TOC, man, they call the docs up. Hey, Johnny Football Hero just hurt his knee. We got to get him in. Hey, can he come in 1 o'clock today? Sure. Sees Dr. Greco or sees Dr. Davis or any of our sports medicine physicians. Gets them in. They're immediately facilitated, and the care is underway.
Do you guys still have that Friday night clinic thing or no?
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh, you do? You got the Friday night walk-in clinic. Yeah.
Still have that. That's every Friday night during the fall football season, and it's from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. every Friday night at the Huntsville Hospital Women's and Children's ER. Now, if you just walk in, check in with the folks at the desk, they'll guide you over to the clinic. So we have this perfect little clinical area. We have an orthopedic physician, one of our sports medicine specialists comes by. And for anybody that can't wait, these short of an ER, this is the next best thing. Mm-hmm. This is the thing where you can come with your bumps and bruises. You don't want to wait till Saturday. You don't want to wait till Monday. This is something you really want to address. So you can come in that night and you could get immediate care. We have the athletic trainers who are running it, and we have orthopedic physicians that come in and provide any assessment that may be needed at that point. And that's every Friday night. So that's another peace of mind thing that is offered to help really alleviate that worry and that, oh my gosh, what's next? Because you think about it, man, you've got these athletes. Some of them have futures. Some of them really have themselves committed to their sport, and they see them playing long term. And it's our job to make sure that continues.
Tom Perkins with us from TOC Sports. I mentioned that Huntsville has Mountain Brook in Milton Frank. They get back to the friendly confines of Milton Frank Stadium. Tough one last week for them down at Spain Park. Took it on the chin down there. It doesn't get really any easier with Mountain Brook coming in for this game, but that's one that I know there's going to be a lot of interest in. It'll be on Zone 2. We'll have coverage of that with Austin Coletti and Drew DeArmond as Huntsville tries to get on a winning track if they can against a good Mountain Brook team.
Yeah, I think anytime you have non-region contests, regardless of who you're going up against, it is worth paying attention to. It's worth putting your eyes to. Plus, for Mark Fleetwood, these games are tests.
Yeah.
These games are litmus tests to see, how do we stack up? How do my players stack up? Where are we in the process? And you really do need these tests, and they are helpful early on. And hopefully for Mark, he learned a lot from week 1, made those adjustments, and week 2 will have a much more favorable outcome for him.
Another big one, non-region, Sparkman. They were down early last week, came back, made a little bit of a run, and took a loss there against Gardendale, and now they get Thompson. They got Thompson on the road, one of the best programs in the state. I love what Coach White has done with that program over there, but this will be a big tough one for them as well down at anytime you go down into that region, for whatever reason it is, anytime you go down into the Birmingham area, some of these games are going to be really tough.
Absolutely. I think any true high school aficionado, any high school football fan, historian understands that there's this strange imaginary line that appears right around the Birmingham area where the football just kind of is a little bit different. And in some cases it's a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
So for Coach White and the Senators, it's kind of the same situation with Fleetwood. These early tests, where do you stack up? Sparkman looks to be the team to watch, and super talented, and I think they can put the pieces together, and they will once they start getting into region play. Really, week 2, week 3, get these tests, take these games early, learn from them, make adjustments. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I don't like losing, but if you understand what you're going to do as you get into these games, and you say, all right, we are going up against a pretty formidable opponent, so let's do our best, win or lose. Let's learn from it and get better. I've never had a problem with that, because games where you really have to put stuff out there and see how it sticks or if it sticks.
Yeah, that's a good point. Bob Jones, they played in that AHSAA Kickoff Classic last week down in Montgomery, lost to Dolton 42-32. They're looking for a bounce-back year this year after having a bit of a tough go of it last year. But they are at Buckhorn. Buckhorn beat Madison County 24-13 last week. The new Buckhorn coach, Matt Patterson, is the old offensive coordinator at Bob Jones for 6 years, from 2014 to 2019. He was on the Madison Academy staff last year, and so this ought to be an interesting test for Bob Jones and for Buckhorn. But as Bob Jones gets their regular season started, it ought to be pretty interesting. They did score some points last week against Dolton.
They did. It's like a family soup with all these recycled coaches and assistants and whatnot. But you like to see guys really progress like Patterson has. So that's really, really good. I live about 6 miles from Buckhorn, and if you've ever driven down Winchester Road towards Buckhorn, you get to this point where there's a little bit of darkness. I should say a lot of darkness, and you're not really sure where the heck the school is, and then all of a sudden this oasis of light appears over the hill, and it's Buckhorn. And let me tell you, you kind of question, where do all these people come from? But man, do they come out and really, really support their Bucks? I think any game at Buckhorn is a tough game, regardless of Buckhorn status. I think they're going to give you as much as they can early on. They're going to feed off that crowd noise. They're going to feed off that excitement. I mean, again, for a lot of these teams, this is the first home game, so that excitement is going to be at an all-time high. And it could be a slugfest, probably first half, but in the end, I think the more conditioned team is going to really prevail. Hopefully, Coach White and his crew prevail. I think Bob Jones really needs this one, because next week is the James Clemens game, and you can't start 0-3.
No, you can't. Well, and they're not. It was an exhibition last week, so they really didn't go on their record, which is a good thing at least there. And let's keep in mind, I mean, Bob Jones has beaten Buckhorn 10 years in a row. You know what I mean? So, I
Sure.
mean, at some point in time, that seeps into the brains of those kids at Buckhorn. They have to get over that hump if they're going to do that. I mean, Bob Jones won last year 20-0. So it'll be interesting to see if Buckhorn has closed that gap at all. And speaking of Clemens, they got a tough one against Athens. What a game for Athens last week. They came in, they were down 20 points in the fourth quarter against Fort Payne, came back, won that game. James Clemens went all the way to Mobile, beat the crap out of Murphy 32-0. They're ranked number 9 in the state right now. So this Athens-James Clemens game at the stadium is going to be pretty good.
I got it circled. I really do. This game really, really excites me. This one and Austin and Decatur, that's always a great rivalry. But Athens and James Clemens really got my attention, particularly after what Athens did last week and their amazing comeback. Now, my problem is when you exert that much that early, how much do you have left? Now, It's a long season. Can you scoop that same excitement? Can you gather that same momentum against this Jets team? Because I guarantee you, if you're not ready, they're going to run you over or fly over you and bomb you or whatever the Jets do. I'm telling you that they are a solid football team. The rankings show it. The first week score shows it. I eventually see James Clemens pulling this one out pretty handedly. I'd say maybe by 2 or 3 touchdowns in the end. But I think Athens is going to. I think Athens will really kind of give them a fight for a good portion of the game.
Well, this Jaden Jude kid from Athens is just a flat-out stud. I mean, he was a wide receiver last year, and now he's the quarterback, and he ended up with like 348 yards, scored 4 touchdowns, passing, ran for a touchdown, caught a touchdown. I mean, goodness gracious almighty, the kid did everything but drive the bus home after the game. I mean, it's just, incredible. So it's going to be a good game. James Clemens won last year 22-0 against Athens. This is a little bit different Athens team, but, maybe even a better James Clemens team. So that ought to be a good one for sure.
The big difference will be the big difference in this one will be that it is at James Clemens. That's going to be a big deciding factor right there.
So are you wearing this tux? I'm looking at the picture that they've got on the video feed of the show right now. And it's you in a tuxedo. Are you wearing this tux right now while you're on the air with me?
Why are you pulling my LinkedIn profile?
I don't have anything to do with it. I'm just a dude doing I'm just talking. The producers do all this crap. So I'm looking at. I just looked over at the video feed of the show, the Twitch feed of the show, and it says on the phone, Tom Perkins, TOC Sports, and you got a tux on, and
you got. Come on, you're killing me. You guys are look. If you need a picture of me, I will take a picture, or I will send you one. I have many others.
He said he couldn't find anything at the TOC site. Like, you don't even exist there. That's what he said. He said, I went to the TOC site, and I can't find Tom Perkins there, so I used this picture of him with a tux on. So that's what he said.
Well, I'm a man of mystery, the man behind the curtain. But listen, I look good in that tux, though. I mean, you do
look good in the tux. You do. I mean, you look good in the tux.
I thought he looked more formal.
Very formal. Well, I thought maybe because in honor of you being on, doing the first TOC prep preview, I thought maybe that's why you wore the tux. I thought, look, you wore a tux to the show today. Yeah.
Super fancy. I mean, I know what I'm going to be a part of. So yeah, am I wearing the tux?
You are in the picture.
Never know.
In the picture, you are. So we're going to say you are. We're going to go with yes. All right, Tommy.
I look great.
I appreciate you so much, man. Good stuff, and we'll look forward to talking again next week.
Always a pleasure, TA. Have a great weekend, and everybody enjoy high school football this week. Go out and support your local teams. Go see a game. It's a big deal for these kids.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thanks.
See you, bud.
Man, I may go to a game tomorrow night. I may go to a game around here. I may go to a game tomorrow night. If I were to go to a game, I think I'd go to Buckhorn and see the Bob Jones Buckhorn game, maybe.
Yeah. Grissom plays Lee tomorrow as well.
I don't want to go to. I'm not going to go all the way down to Oogle Stadium to see the Austin Decatur game. That's a good game.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go down to the Buckhorn. It's not too far for me. Go there and see Bob Jones win that game. I think Bob Jones wins that game. Maybe I would go check that out. But I may stay in the neighborhood and go see Franklin County play or go see Lincoln County play. All right, let's get a break. We'll come back and wrap up hour number 1 next. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Wes Neighbors sitting here with Ann Adams. Ann, I understand you have some exciting news.
Yes, Wes, I do. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services was just recognized in the 30th Annual Harris Poll Equitrin as the Real Estate Agency Brand of the Year and the most trusted real estate brand.
That is awesome news, Ann. Great companies in Huntsville, Alabama, winning awards is what we want. Is it a great time to list your home?
Yes, it is. The inventory is low and the market is heating up.
And I understand you're also looking for agents.
I am. We are so busy, Wes, we need agents to keep up with the demand.
Ann Adams and Rise Real Estate has been doing business in North Alabama for the last 35 years. If you want to do business with someone you can trust, she has been writing contracts since she was 9 years old. Call Ann today at 256-337-2625.
Guys, when we were 20, we never had to worry about spontaneity. And now that we've gotten older, spontaneity has been replaced with pills and injections. We're just trying to keep that intimacy, but it's taken away from spontaneity. At Advanced Life Clinic, we now offer GainsWave, which uses sound waves to non-invasively treat this issue with no need for pills or injections. Just give us a call, 256-888-9367, or check us out online, advancedlifeclinic.com.
We love our pets, and when we need boarding or vet services, we want the best. That's why we chose Paradise Pet Resort and Spa. Everything our pets needed, all in one place. Boarding for both dogs and cats. Doggy daycare, grooming and spa services, web cameras, and top-notch vet care, too. It's a true Paradise Pet Resort for your furry friends, serving all of North Alabama. Find out everything you need to know and book services online at ParadisePetResortandSpa.com. Located in Madison, just off 565 at Wall Triana, behind Cracker Barrel.
Have you got your tickets yet? Single game tickets for the Rocket City Trash Pandas full season are still available. Every Friday and Saturday night at Toyota Field ends with fireworks, and after the completion of every Sunday game, kids get to run the bases. You can reserve your spot at Toyota Field for any of the remaining Trash Pandas home games right now. Go to TrashPandasBaseball.com to get your tickets while supplies last. Trash Pandas Baseball. Ignite the season.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Partly sunny skies this afternoon. Temperatures hanging out in the low and mid-90s. Heat indices aren't going to be as much of a problem as they have been over the last couple of days. Why? Because we're going to see an increase in cloud cover through the heart of the afternoon, early into the evening. With that increase in cloud cover is going to
Thinking about hitting the lake at Gunnersville. Listen, I have to figure out a way to pass the time while my wife is gone this weekend. So my thought is maybe a high school game. I got the draft tonight. Maybe a high school game tomorrow. No. I'm going fishing tomorrow night. I'll take the kids out on my son's pontoon boat on Saturday. Go fishing Sunday morning. And watch football and baseball in the afternoons. I think I'll get through. Oh, man. All right, coming up, fantasy football talk next with Buddy Andrade from E2Gsports.com on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Maybe the air doesn't blow like it should, or it's needing new tires, or you're just ready for something newer. It's time to move up, time to trade up. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and it's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your current car or truck is worth more than you know. In fact, we'll buy your vehicle even if you don't trade. We have nearly 100 Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned models to choose from. Our Ford Gold certified or low mileage, gently used vehicles with great warranties. They've passed a 172-point inspection by certified technicians, come with a 24-hour roadside assistance, plus a full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. It's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your vehicle is worth more right now at Woody Anderson Ford. Corner of Jordan Lane and Sparkman Drive. Hope to see you soon.
Brooks & Collier has always been about making the most of your outdoors. Our lush greenhouse and new furniture ideas will inspire you, but we're also about value. Our brands are so handsome, they'll make themselves comfortable inside or out, and so well made, they'll weather the weather for many years to come. Our staff can consult you on the right choices, and Lucy for sure can show us the sofa that's the most comfortable. Make the most of your outdoors. Meridian Street and at brooksandcollier.com.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, "If you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself."
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news. Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill put on the reserve COVID-19 list. He'll miss anywhere from 5 to 10 days, depending on his status. Bills receivers Cole Beasley and Isaiah McKenzie were fined by the NFL for violating COVID protocol. They're now subject to increased discipline for repeat violations, including conduct detrimental with a maximum fine of a week's salary. Patriots quarterback Cam Newton returned to the team facility today and is practicing this after missing 3 straight days due to a COVID protocol misunderstanding. Coach Bill Belichick said Newton did not violate team rules. In Newton's absence, rookie QB Mac Jones took #1 reps the last couple of days. All quarterbacks will get work now that Cam's back, according to Belichick. Also said he's got no timetable to transition from a QB competition to having a starter and getting that player ready for week 1.
More intense than a Nick Saban press conference.
You sure you want to ask?
Your home of ESPN Radio. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Can't assume anything. I don't even know what you asked me, but I just wanted to say that. You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. Hey, I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live. Here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby!
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Thom Abraham Show. So glad that you are with us here on a Fantasy Thursday. That's right, because tonight is our DFL Fantasy Draft. This segment of the show is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford. Remember, at Woody Anderson Ford, you don't have to have a Ford to get service at Woody Anderson Ford. It's your only choice to get your vehicle serviced. And those service lanes down there are incredible. That showroom down there is incredible. I bet people go down there like on a Saturday and just hang out and watch college football. I mean, they got the big panel wall of screens and everything else. It's amazing. But when you go down there to Woody Anderson Ford, you're going to find a service department that is second to none. And they take great pride in what they do. They're going to take great pride in getting your rig taken care of properly. It's at Woody Anderson Ford. Go ahead and make your appointment today. It's going to be interesting to see how many guys are showing up tonight. It'll be interesting to see how many leagues that we end up needing tonight. Kramer just told me he's got a couple of guys that are coming down. Bama Bill's coming. Shane Sean, Hollywood, and a buddy is coming down. Cletus is coming down. Grumpy will be there. Of course, Chad and me and Smokey Mike. And Smokey Mike's brother is playing, I guess, as well. And what's interesting is that Smokey Mike's brother is going to draft for him early on in the draft tonight, because Smokey Mike will be running the board for for the drive. Oh, he's not? That's not happening?
Scotty should be here tonight for him.
Oh, really? So Smokey Mike, does he know this, Smokey Mike? So you're telling me, Grizz,
maybe?
You're telling me that Scotty's running the board tonight? All right, you got to let Smokey Mike know that, because I told him that he had to run the show and somebody else would pick for him, and we were going to have them pick a kicker for him in the first round. That's what we wanted to do. We were going to try and do that. All right, joining us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management hotline with our primer for tonight's draft. Guy that does a tremendous job in fantasy sports from E2GSports.com. It's Buddy Andrade. Buddy, welcome back, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. You guys psyched for tonight or what?
We are. We're pumped up. It's always a good time. It's not at Bob Baumhauer's Victory Grill, and of course Bob, one of the all-time players at Alabama and at Miami when he retired from the Miami Dolphins. He was the highest-paid defensive lineman in the entire NFL. Great memorabilia all over the place. We'll be outside on the patio, so everybody will be safe, sitting around the table making our picks. Man, it's really good stuff.
I just know I'm pulling for Cletus. That was the only name I needed to hear. Any name that referred to the Dukes of Hazzard, I'm totally on board with.
Oh, Cletus will be fantastic. I mean, he'll be – and he's been sending me texts. He's like, okay, is this a PPR league or is this – I'm like, no, it's not a PPR. We don't care about how many catches, all right? It's not a PPR league. Well, what are the rules for this? What is the rule for that? I said, who cares what the rules are? Just come down and play. You know, we don't need to know about the rules. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. So, but anyway, we'll have to see. Cletus might be hung up a little bit. Usually he's got, like, his dog gets stuck underneath the porch, and he's got to kind of get him out from under the porch probably and tie him up to a tree or something. So we'll see whether or not Cletus Cletus is on.
What a visual that is.
Hey, he's from East Tennessee. What can I tell you? You know what I mean? He's a hillbilly from East Tennessee. So you never know what you're going to get with Cletus. You know, I'm just saying. He's able to show up with, cow crap on his boots or something. For all we know, we'll come in there with manure. That's why we're having it outside, we're not having it outside because of COVID. We're having it outside on the porch there because of Cletus is coming, and there's a little funk with him sometimes. You know what I mean? He brings a little funk from the farm, if you know what I'm saying.
So Cletus greater than COVID.
Yeah,
as far as the concerned.
Exactly. All right. Interestingly, I got a couple of texts from guys that said, how does this all work? I want to play, but, people are intimidated by it. They're like, I don't know anything about fantasy. I don't know how it works. We're just we're so immersed in all of this stuff. We just think that everybody knows everything about Cletus just texted me. Wow. He just said, wow. I didn't think he was listening. I thought maybe he was working or something, but I guess not. He's milking cows or something.
Well, tell Cletus I am totally on his side, and if his team has gear, I'm into wearing it. So.
Cletus gear. It'll be interesting to see what the name of his team is. I mean, these team names are always a blast. You know that. We think everybody knows how to play fantasy football, but it's not really the case, is it? I mean, it's not like everybody in the world's ever played fantasy football.
No, and for a cheap plug, if you grab the $1.99 E2G Ultimate Fantasy Football Playbook.
Yeah.
It'll teach you how to play with a standard league and what you should be looking for and the rankings and why you should rank them, and almost like having a guide right there to pick between two players. Like, we think this about this player, we think this about this player. Let us help you. And there's a good for the rookies part. You know, it's you get roped in from the guy from accounting, and what should I be looking for in fantasy football? Good read to go into the draft with, and have yourself prepared and kind of understand how the scoring works.
Now, our league is very basic. It's a standard league, not a PPR, a non-PPR league, very basic league. The one alteration that I insist on for 15 years is that quarterback touchdown passes are worth 6 points, not 4 points. I don't like a 4-point touchdown. It makes no sense to me, and I'm not going to put up with that. So we don't do that. Have you explain? People hear the term dynasty league or keeper league. Explain what that means for people if they come across that in their research and they're like, well, what are they talking about dynasty? What are they talking about keeper league? What's that mean?
All right, so a dynasty or keeper league is a league where the first year of the draft happens and you're drafting everybody. And then as you get to the second, you're protecting certain players and then grabbing rookies that are going to fill the bill in positions that you weren't able to keep. Like, let's say you came in 5th place and you're allowed to have 5 keepers in your league. So you keep a quarterback, 3 receivers, and a running back. And just say, like, you have, like, the 5th pick. And why not go after a stud like Kyle Pitts?
Right.
Who could be a receiver, tight end type player with the 5th pick, and you fill in that void. Or you build on your strengths of what you have of a team, or you can look to trade. So basically, it's basically like everybody starts out as an expansion team, and in the Dynasty Keeper League, you keep building off it, and people will leave the league, and somebody else will take over a team and, put their stamp on it, and it's a very interesting thing, but it's good to get into a league like Tom has going on tonight.
Yeah, this is a good
standard league, 1 year. Get in there, get to learn the ropes of how to play, how everybody else plays. There's going to be guys in your league who are going to try to fleece you, like, oh yeah, I'll trade you, Sony Michel for Patrick Mahomes, because Sony Michel's a running back and he's going to be good.
Yeah, right.
You got to know the values.
Well, we got commissioners that kind of have to approve the trade. So if somebody's trying to rip somebody off, we do that. And then the other thing you try to do is you also have a trade deadline, right, near the end, so that people don't, I'm out of it, but I'm going to trade my buddy, my quarterback. I got one decent guy. I'm going to trade him my top receiver or something, and he's going to give me back a backup running back. And you stop that kind of stuff from happening, correct?
Yeah, you want to play with integrity. That's a big part of this. You don't want to be that guy who's 2-10 and you're giving away your best players to your buddy.
Yeah.
It just looks bad, and other people aren't going to want to play with you, and it's not really good sportsmanship. Take the best offers for it.
I'm looking at the picture that they put up of you on the video feed of the show, and is that you? Are you wearing an Auburn hoodie?
Yeah, I am an Auburn fan from Massachusetts. How's that for you?
You never told us that. You never told us you were an Auburn fan.
I didn't want to tell you that.
You better not.
I didn't want to tell you that.
You bet your ass you don't want to tell us that. I mean, I didn't know that you were an Auburn fan. I mean, goodness gracious,
I'm 85 with Bo Jackson, and Damian Craig is one of my favorite Auburn players of all time, and Takeo Spikes and Carson Bailey and Junior Rosegreen. I mean, I go back.
So you must be struggling right now being an Auburn fan like you are. Thankfully Cam Newton has looked really good. Mac Jones looks like the future for your beloved Patriots, but you got Cam Newton there, and Cam is looking good as well. Cam has looked very good, but now he's out on the COVID list. Are you okay if Mac Jones is the quarterback of your beloved New England Patriots?
I want Mac Jones to be the starting quarterback of the New England Patriots. This is going to sound weird. Even as an Auburn fan, like, I cheer against Alabama, but I hate Ohio State more. I hate Notre Dame more. I hate USC more. I hate Miami more. Like, I'm hoping Alabama puts 60 up on Miami.
Yeah.
You know, I respect greatness. That's one thing about me. Like, you know, as much as I hated those 90s Yankees, I respect the greatness of what they were.
Yeah.
And, you know, the pieces, they weren't the best players, but boy, Scott Brosius scared you in a big moment, or Paul O'Neill scared you in a big moment.
Yeah.
You know, Andy Pettit was going to go out there and throw a two-hitter in a big moment. You got to respect that. I'm one of those people. I cheer for my teams. I cheer against teams I don't like, but I respect greatness, and that's one thing you'll learn about me. As far as sports.
Yankees kind of lapped the Red Sox there since the last time we talked. I think that, you know, they kind of blew by them. Yankees are hot right now. I always told my sons are all big Yankee fans as well. I had one son who was a really good baseball player, and at one point in time, and I told him, he said, "Dad, what would you do if I got drafted by the Red Sox?" And I said, and he said, and I'm playing center field, wearing number 7, playing center field for the Red Sox, and the Red Sox are hosting the Yankees, and I leave tickets for you and Ma to come up to the game. I said, I will come to Fenway. I will not wear your jersey. You leave me a Red Sox number 7 Abraham jersey. I will not wear your jersey. I will not wear your hat. I will pull for you. I hope you go 4 for 4 in the game with 3 RBI, and I hope the Yankees win 7-4. So, you know, I just told him that's the way it is. So I'm not wearing that Red Sox gear. I don't hate the Red Sox that way. I have other teams I hate more. I'm like you. I don't hate them, but I would never put that gear on. And we have this situation down here a lot where guys come out of Alabama families and end up playing for Auburn or vice versa, you know, where they grew up in an Auburn family. Daddy went to Auburn, everything. Kid goes to Alabama. And the parents show up at the game, and they're wearing, you know, the Alabama stuff. And I'm like, wow, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, man. If I had a kid that was a starting quarterback at Auburn, I'd squeeze for him. You know, I'd hope for it. You know, I'd pull for him. But there's no way in hell I would wear Auburn gear because my son is the starting quarterback at Auburn. I wouldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Can you imagine if Nick had gone to Alabama, what that would have been like for Daddy? That would have been.
We've seen some situations like that. Not quite to that level, but we have seen some situations where, you know, guys have done it. I think the Brits. I think the Britt family, mom and dad were Auburn folks, and they had like 3 boys that went to. Yeah, they went to Alabama. You know, and
I know Wes from my time covering the Patriots. I know Wesley pretty well. So
Wes, a good kid.
He's a Facebook friend. He's a good kid.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna play. You know, this is typical, right? Now we're gonna have you get one. You can draft multiple quarterbacks, and obviously you draft multiple running backs and so on. We'll have Grizz. What is it? 15 or 16 rounds in our draft? How many are we gonna have? We picking 15?
I believe so. I think it is 15.
15?
Yeah.
So you pick multiple guys, but we play one quarterback. I know there are leagues that play multiple quarterbacks. We're going to play one quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, and a flex, and a kicker and a defense. Is that right, Grizz? That sound about right?
Yeah. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, tight end, flex, defense, and kicker.
All right. So so explain flex, buddy. That flex could be. He could be anything, right? He could be a running back, a wide receiver, or a tight end, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can go, you know, if you got 2 running backs and you got a good third running back, you're able to get him maybe the 4th round, who was a steal. You know, you play all 3 of them, and just pay attention to bye weeks. You don't want to have 8 guys on week 6 bye week,
right?
And not be able to field the team, and you're running a skeleton crew out there. You do have to pay attention to the bye weeks, but the most important thing is to get the best player available, the guy who's going to put up the most points, and a guy who you see in your lineup every week doing multiple things well. That's where you got to be looking early on, is best player available.
Now, and if you want to
draft from it,
and if you want to win this thing, you need to put your rooting interests aside a little bit. Now, I have rules, okay? I will not draft a Baltimore Raven, and I will not draft a Cincinnati Bengal. I don't care who the hell they are. I'm not, because then I got to pull for that kid that day, and I'm never, ever pulling for those guys. So even though I do have a DFL ring from a championship in the past, I have certain rules. I will draft Auburn players, as long as they're not on Cincinnati or the Ravens. I will draft Tennessee players. I will draft other players from other SEC teams. I hope to draft Nick Chubb, from the Browns. But so that isn't a problem. But it's always funny to see guys that they try to draft an entire team of Alabama players, which you can almost do right now. I mean, you really could almost do an entire team of Alabama players if that's what you want to do, if you're hell-bent on doing it. You could get Tua, you get Derrick Henry, I don't know who your next back would be, but you could get all these wide receivers that are all over the place and probably do okay, not that bad.
Just a few, just because of injuries and things going on and just some of our rankings. If you check out the book, The Offensive Line Rankings, I like Najee Harris. I like him as a player. I think his offensive line is terrible.
Yeah.
And I really think it's going to take a lot for him to develop a running game. If you saw what their running game was last year, with Pouncey, with DeCastro, and with Villanueva, and now you don't have those three guys, you have their backup. That's a tough pick. You want to grab him because you know the talent's there, and he can contribute in the passing game too, but you got to pay attention to some of these offensive line rankings, and we have that in the book, 1 through 32, who to look out for. And a guy like Jonathan Taylor has a heck of a lot more value because he's running behind guys like Quentin Nelson and that crew.
Now we know that the offensive line is in traditional football, the offensive line is the most important unit on the entire team. I mean, period, end of story. You don't have an offensive line, you got nothing. I was always wanting to have an offensive line for fantasy. You have a defense. It's like, why can't you have where you pick a team's offensive line as a unit, and then you get points like if they have 100 yards rushing, you get a point. 125 yards, 2 points. All the way up to if they go over 200 yards rushing, you get 5 points, and then you deduct a point for every sack they allowed. Wouldn't it be cool to have in fantasy an offensive line where you pick a team's offensive line?
Yeah, I'm surprised Pro Football Focus hasn't come up with a way to be able to do that so far.
Yeah. You pick a line, and they had 175 yards rushing, that's 4 points, and gave up 2 sacks, -2, and you get 2 points. It could make a difference in a game. I wish it.
Yeah. No, it is. It's fun, and there's leagues where coaches get picked.
I love coaches.
That is, if they win and they cover the spread, they get 6 points. If they just win, it's 3. If they lose and the spread gets covered, it's -6. So
wow.
There's a lot of value in that.
Hey Grizz, when you look at our thing, see if there's an option for us to pick a coach, and we'll poll the leagues tonight. We'll ask them. Don't laugh. You heard what he said. I love that.
You can, though.
Well, see if there's an option. I know we used to be able to do it on Yahoo. We're using ESPN.
Yeah.
What do you have a favorite platform, buddy, that you like the most?
I think I'm going to be setting up with ESPN today, and I believe the head coach is on there.
Ooh, Grizz, see if it's on there. I like what Buddy said. 6 points if the team covers, 3 points if the coach wins and they don't cover, and then -6 points if they lose and don't cover and get covered, and then -3 points if they lose but cover.
We'll have to look into that with Smokey Mike, but that sounds like something that the commissioner could do, as long as you trust him to take points away or add points.
Well, no, everybody knows what happened.
Right. I know. But I'm saying, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You got to trust your commish.
No, I think the thing would do it automatically, like it does everything else. It would score it.
We'll have to check it out.
Yeah,
Smokey Mike and I can look at it.
Yeah, check that out. See if that, because I like doing a call, and I'll poll the guys tonight at the live meeting. All right, running back wise, non-PPR. Everybody knows, Christian McCaffrey, Delvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, in any particular order. I think some people have Ezekiel Elliott a little bit higher than he deserves to be. I don't know that he's top 5 guy. You can give me your take on that, and give me your take on what do we do with Saquon Barkley, who is a fantasy maven on a team that will use him every way possible, but he's coming off a really bad injury. How do we treat the Saquon Barkley?
If I have Saquon Barkley available late in the first in a 12-team league, or early in the second or mid-second, I am grabbing him.
Okay.
Just because the value is too much there, and if he starts off slow the first 2 weeks, then you get 15 weeks out of him. And he's a guy who will get stronger as the year goes on and help you win. A guy I mentioned already, Jonathan Taylor, is a guy I'd really keep an eye on for this season. My sleeper receiver, and I don't even know if he can be even considered a sleeper anymore, but with Fitzpatrick in Washington, I'm looking to grab Terry McLaurin. I see a 100-plus catch season coming out of Terry McLaurin, and there's a good connection there, and he loves his tight ends, and Logan Thomas is another guy to have in that to be looking at.
Julio Jones versus Amari Cooper, two Alabama receivers. What direction do you go? If they're both on the board, it's second, third round, whatever, fourth round, whatever you think. But Julio Jones and Amari Cooper are on the board. Who are you taking?
That's tough. You know what? I'm going to shock people here. I'm going to go Amari Cooper, and the only reason why is I think A.J. Brown's going to take away a little bit, and I think in passing situations they're going to try to double those guys, and a good sleeper at tight end is Ferkser. He's a really good pass-catching tight end who's going to fill in where Jonnu Smith did, and is going to be a valuable low tight end 1, high tight end 2. He's the guy to keep an eye on.
Grizz is going nuts because I didn't put Calvin Ridley in that mix. But the point is, Calvin Ridley's a first rounder or early second rounder. I was talking about two guys in Amari Cooper and Julio Jones who most services have them rated pretty close. Clearly, you would take at this point in their careers, clearly you would take Calvin Ridley long before you would take Amari Cooper or Julio Jones, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's why I didn't mention him, Grizz. Grizz is flipping out. Grizz, that's why I didn't mention him. The same thing with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown's a first-rounder or early second-rounder.
Yeah, and I just want to see what defenses are going to do on 3rd and 2. Are you stuffing the box and giving them a chance to throw a jump ball up to Julio downfield, or a slant route to A.J. Brown who can break tackles and take it to the house? It's going to be interesting to see. I can't wait to see that first 3rd and 2 week 1 Arizona at Tennessee.
Speaking of defenses, we'll end with defensive special teams. What is your strategy on defense? Do you look at them as a throwaway? Do you look at them as very valuable? When do you start looking at defenses if you're having 15 or 16 rounds of draft? Or do you just go week to week and you'll add and drop a defense?
If I can get one of the elite, and I think the elite of the elite this year is the Washington football team, and that's because they got that front four, Jamin Davis at linebacker, William Jackson signed at corner. They got good safeties. If I can grab a team like Washington early on, I am. San Francisco's kind of on that list too. And a team that I think is going to be sneaky good defensively, because I think Brandon Staley is such a good defensive mind, is the LA Chargers. I think there's going to be some production there, especially, you get some pieces coming back. Adderley, Justice Willis, while Derwin James was out, and they got a lot of dynamic pieces at that second level to move guys around. And, of course, with Joey Bosa, really getting an opportunity to be more of a sack guy than a 3-4-5 technique guy. I'd really look out for that team this year on the defensive side of the ball.
I'm interested at the ratings of the Browns defenses all over the lot. In the ESPN ratings, they have 4 guys, and they rated 6, 21, 10, and 14. But you think about Jadeveon Clowney on the other side of Myles Garrett. Could Clowney finally have a big year? I mean, sacks mean a lot in this in fantasy. And in the addition of Johnny Johnson in that defensive backfield, and Denzel Ward is healthy. And you just wonder if all of a sudden a defense that gave up a lot of points in the past, and with an offense that was scoring a lot of points, you wonder all of a sudden whether or not that could be a sneaky defense, as well. Some have them rated as high as 6 in the defensive rankings.
Well, and a thing I saw yesterday, did you see the possible trade that they are looking to deal for Akeem Hicks?
No, I did not see that.
Yes, Akeem Hicks in the middle of that defensive line with those edge rushers.
Yeah.
You will be putting pressure on, and you will be stuffing the run. Keep an eye on that deal.
Very interesting. All right, always good stuff. I appreciate you so much. I wish you could have been here with us. I know you got some stuff you're dealing with back there in New England, but we're going to have some fun with this deal, and we'll keep the fantasy advice out there as well.
All right, cool. Yeah, anybody wants to grab a book, the letter E, number 2, letter G, sports.com, and the fantasy football guide is $1.99, and we'll guide you right through. And if you're a new player, we have a section for the rookies. And can I just say one last thing, Tom?
Yeah.
I just want to send my best. I was close to Floyd and Sally Reed, and he passed away last Saturday. And I think he's the type of guy within the next few years is maybe somebody they're talking about as an NFL Hall of Famer for all he contributed throughout the league. So just want to send my best to everybody in that area who was a Tennessee Titans fan about Sally and Floyd. And they were friends of mine, got to go to their home. They gave me Patriots tickets before to sit in the club seats when he was the senior VP of operations. Just want to send my condolences out.
Yeah, they were great people. We had Jeff Diamond on earlier in the week, a former president of the Titans, and we talked, and Jeff and I did radio together for years and is a great friend, and we talked about Floyd then, and he's good people. There's no doubt about it that Floyd Reese was good people and a really a brilliant evaluator of talent. I mean, that was Floyd's number one thing. I mean, he could evaluate some kind of talent for sure. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you. Good stuff. And they can, by the way, you go to E2G Sports, you buy the guide for $1.99, you get it immediately. It's not like, I'm not going to have it in time for tonight. If people want to get it today for tonight, they can get it today for tonight and have it electronically available to them, right?
Yep, exactly. Right there on your phone, and you can just scroll through. There's a table of contents. You'll know what page to go to, what you're looking for, and it's all there.
You have to have a way to electronically cross guys out as they are picked, or you guys have to write them down or something. Because don't be that guy that in the 9th round is asking, is Aaron Rodgers available yet? I mean, did anybody take him yet? Don't be that guy, will you? Don't be that guy that by the 4th round you're already asking everybody else, leaning over, using the guy's cheat sheet next to you. Either print them out, use an electronic guide, or stop and pick up a magazine. Do something to where you can cross them out, because we should deduct fantasy points for the guys that in the 6th round. I went, anybody take Christian McCaffrey? What about him? Is he available yet? Christian McCaffrey. I was right. No, he's gone. So don't be that guy.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of that guy. All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Take care. Thanks.
All right, man. Thanks. You know the guy I'm talking about, Grizz. There's always that guy. You know what I mean?
It might be me tonight. Who knows? I'll have it written down. I got my word pad.
Do I need to pick a book up for you? Do I need to pick up a book so you can
No, I got my word. I'll have a yellow notepad with me.
Well, what's the yellow notepad going to do?
To write down who's been taken and then what my draft picks
Makes
are.
it harder. It's easier if you just can go right down the list and cross off the guys.
I'll remember. I got a good memory.
Yeah, you got a good memory. Did you remember to print out the sheets yet?
Oh God, no.
Oh!
That's a later today thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you got any more wire you got me to run?
No wire. Shh.
What?
Nobody knows about running wire yet.
What?
No, we're not running no wire.
We don't run nothing. I'm running wire here.
Now, it needs to have room for as many as 12 teams, right, across the top, and as many as 16 rounds. I don't think we're going to have 16 rounds, but if we decide to have a coach. So make sure that your grid that you're going to make up has 12 across the top, wide enough to put because we're going to turn these into you and Mike to then put these teams in.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you need to have that. So 12 across the top, in case we have 12 teams. Make sure it's wide enough to put the team name in there, and then wide enough slots to put the names of the players. I have found the easiest way to do this is to get a piece of regular paper and turn it landscape-wise, and don't even do it on a computer. You might as well just take a ruler and a thing and put the lines on there and put the cross lines on there and then turn it in.
I don't know how to draw very well.
Then print it. Well, no, that's you use a ruler. That's what I say. A ruler up and down, and then stick it in the
Oh
copier.
no, we're getting crooked lines, baby. I'm
And make a bunch. Make like
I think it is 16 rounds because I think it's 9 starters and like 7 backups. 7 bench players or something like that.
Well, whatever we need.
I think it's like 15 or 16, something like that.
And have a spot on the grid on this paper. Have a spot on there where they can put their name and their email address. Because you're going to need that, right?
Yeah.
When you invite them. Now, do you have to get an ESPN account, ESPN.com fantasy account? Do you have to do that before the draft, or you can wait until after to do that? I think that you could probably wait till after to do that. You don't have to. You won't have to have your account tonight, but you're right. You'll be able to do it after. Is that correct?
You can download it because what will happen is we'll have to send you an email, and then you'll have to accept the email and then go into the account. So you got time to download the app. And if you've got any smartphone, I'm sure we all have a smartphone now. I'm sure some of us have some flip phones, but you can go on the computer that way, or you can do it from your phone. You can download the app, and then you can log in that way as well.
But if you don't have an account at ESPN.com, you might want to go ahead and get that set up. You don't have to have it ready by tonight.
Yeah.
But you might want to get yourself an account at ESPN.
You can associate, if you have like a Gmail or whatever, you can associate whatever email you have with it, and so you can log in that way.
Yeah. I had an account. I assume I still have an account.
I had an account from like a long time ago, and I was apparently using my Yahoo account for this ESPN group, and I was like, I had to make sure that, I'm in my main group, and I had to make sure that I could even log into my Yahoo account because I don't even really check my Yahoo anymore.
Right. All right, let's get a break. We'll come back. Shane Sean is up first. Phone lines are open. If you want to jump in, you can do that. I knew it was coming. Notre Dame's leprechaun mascot is now under fire, and the Fighting Irish are responding, and they're not happy. I'll explain that as well right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked the reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. We're still a place to call for your insulation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatewitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
We love our pets, and when we need boarding or vet services, we want the best. That's why we chose Paradise Pet Resort and Spa. Everything our pets needed, all in one place. Boarding for both dogs and cats. doggy daycare, grooming and spa services, web cameras, and top-notch vet care, too. It's a true paradise pet resort for your furry friends, serving all of North Alabama. Find out everything you need to know and book services online at ParadisePetResortAndSpa.com. Located in Madison, just off 565 at Walt Triana, behind Cracker Barrel.
Carrier Rosenblum here with Rosenblum Realty, and we appreciate our MA family. Football season is back again, and we're here for your real estate needs. We've been also doing rental properties for many years. You may have a home that you need to lease out. You don't need the headaches. You need somebody to take care of it, make sure the repairs are done, keep the rent coming in, and screen the tenants. We can do all that for you at Rosenblum Realty, where we do property management services, or you can find a good home to rent as well. Call us at 256-539-9501. Put our years of experience to work for you.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead, ran away, and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
In 2 years, you can have a career that makes sense for you. Skill up and earn a living working with your hands, or work on the front line of computer information systems and cybersecurity. Get a degree that lets your healing heart take care of people. Help design and manufacture the most advanced cars, machinery, or even aerospace components. In just 2 years, great careers are within your reach at Drake State Community and Technical College. Visit drakestate.edu to apply.
In today's real estate market, you need the right professionals to help make sure your home purchase is smooth and hassle-free. That's where Jacob Title comes in. Stan McDonald and the staff at Jacob Title cater to the realtor and clients who are looking for a top-flight closing experience. Jacob Title uses the latest and best technologies to ensure a safe and secure exchange of funds, and they pride themselves on great communication well before and during the real estate closing process. Jacob Title in Huntsville and Madison, and online at jacobtitle.com.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Partly sunny skies this afternoon. Temperatures hanging out in the low and mid-90s. Heat indices aren't going to be as much of a problem as they have been over the last couple of days. Why? Because we're going to see an increase in cloud cover through the heart of the afternoon, early into the evening. With that increase in cloud cover is going to come the opportunity for a couple of isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. That activity doesn't stick around very long. We're dry through the overnight, temperatures dropping into the low and mid-70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Chuck Oliver. Listen to me coming up today at noon. Now back to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. Man, Grizz, I got to tell you, my son, who is the president of Largemouth Marketing, that does Bassmaster Radio and
oh yeah, I know him.
Shop, Joe.
I know that guy.
Yeah, he just got some sample stuff in. It's like Under Armour type stuff with the Fish On logo on it.
Uh-oh.
Look at that. Here, I'm showing you.
Hold on.
There on the. Isn't that sweet? Is that sweet or what?
That looks really good.
I mean, that's.
I'll sell like hotcakes.
That's what the front of it looks like.
Oh yeah. I can see people wearing that while they're fishing.
Yeah, I
just
mean,
that.
It's really cool looking Fish On stuff. Which we just need to get it out there. That thing will go viral once it gets out there. If people see it and start wearing it, it'll take off like crazy. And you can find that stuff at profishing.shop. That's profishing.shop. You can go there and find all of that really, really cool stuff. All right, speaking of fishing, guys, how about Shane Sean? He loves to fish, and he's up next. Shane, welcome to the show. How are you?
You had it right the first time. It's actually Sean.
But yeah, it is Sean.
I
What did I say?
got my name from you because you kept calling me Shane.
Shane, yeah, but it's Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's going on?
Not too good. I'm not going to be able to make it tonight now after all. My son tested positive for COVID.
Oh, man. How old is he?
14.
The 14-year-olds didn't get that thing.
He's already had it once.
That's crazy.
This is his second go-around with it.
That's nuts.
Yep.
Are you vaxxed? Are you going to get the vaccine or no?
I can't.
No, you
My
can't.
doctor advised me not to because of a few things I got going on.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure that I would take it anyways because it really don't do nothing for you.
Well,
it don't keep you from catching it. All it does is lessen your chances of going in the hospital, basically.
Which is a lot. Yeah, which is a lot. I
Yeah,
watched.
it is, but
I saw something.
I've had COVID twice. My wife has had it twice. My son has had it twice. I mean, we've all done good.
I saw numbers. Yeah, but you're playing with fire a little bit. I saw numbers yesterday from a reliable source that said the unvaccinated are 5 times more likely to catch the virus and 20. Listen to me. Let me finish. Let me finish. 29 times more likely to be hospitalized. So 29 times more likely to be hospitalized. And 99, this was from Ohio, 99.5% of the people who have died in Ohio in the last 3 or 4 months were unvaccinated, in terms of died in the hospital. So it does, I mean, yes, you still can get it, but it does seem to, lessen the impact.
I'm going to, since we went here.
Yeah.
Why are stadiums and anywhere else requiring you to be vaccinated? I mean, it does nothing to keep you from spreading it, to keep you from catching it. So what does it matter if you're vaccinated or not? It's not like it keeps you from spreading it to someone. So why are they making this big of a deal?
Well, because the numbers show that less people who are vaccinated get it. So if you're vaccinated, you are actually on some level keeping it from being spread because you're more likely to not have the virus because less vaccinated people get it than don't get it.
My wife's sister is double vaccinated and she has COVID right now.
What does that mean, double vaccinated? What's double vaccinated mean?
She's had two different kinds of the shot.
Oh, really?
The Pfizer, the Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, I mean, she's had 2 of them instead of just one.
So, and she has it. How is she doing, you're saying?
Yeah, she's sick. I'm talking bad sick.
She's not in the hospital, though.
No, she's not in the hospital, but I'm not saying that she don't need to be there. I really think she does.
Yeah.
As bad as she is.
And there are some cases of it. It's not 100%. There are some cases of that
where... I mean, I just don't understand the big deal of why they're trying to... You can't come to a football game unless you show that you're vaccinated.
Or you've had a negative test. Because
I could see them saying, even with a vaccination, I could see them making you show a negative test.
Right.
I'm cool with that. But to tell me I can't come to a football game because I'm vaccinated when it's not going to do nothing for nobody makes no sense.
Yeah, again, the chances are a lot less of getting it if you're vaccinated. I mean, just the raw numbers. So they're saying, hey, if we have a stadium full of vaccinated people, then, chances are it's not going to be spreading around, rampant around the thing. If we have unvaccinated people who we don't know if they're positive or not, it could get spread all over. So they're saying either vaccinated or show us that you tested negative in the last 72 hours. If you tested negative in the last 72 hours, you're fine.
Show a test.
Yeah.
Whether you're vaccinated or not.
Right.
But let's get off that. Can you have somebody draft for me?
You can have somebody. You can have somebody draft for you. Send somebody.
I don't know nobody that even close to Huntsville that could go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, if we got extra people there, and sometimes people come and just hang out, and then they don't want to say, I might draft somebody, no pun intended, and say, do you want to draft for Shane Sean? And maybe we'll get somebody to draft you a team.
Get Chad to draft for me. He could draft for him and me.
Who? Grizz?
I can do it.
Well, that's between you and Grizz. If you want Grizz to pick your team, then we will put you in.
My team, you'll probably do a heck of a lot better than I would anyway. I don't even know.
I might trade you a couple players too.
We can work
I'm just
that
kidding.
out.
I'm just kidding. No, that's collusion. I don't do that. But yeah, no. Send me your email. I'll work on it for you. If we got extra team, or if we don't, if we need an extra team, or if we got two leagues, yeah, for sure. I got you.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
We'll get you. We'll try and get you in. I think we're
All
going to
right,
have
guys.
2 leagues. I really do. I think we're going to have an
really
under.
looking forward to this.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing you. I think we're going to have an Undertaker league and a Bama Zach league. I really do. I think we'll have 2.
Well, put me on Bama Zach's league if I get it.
All right, man.
If I
Sounds
get the
good.
chance.
All right. Appreciate you. Grizz, I have the definitive projections of what will happen. This is the official 2021 NFL schedule and the main things that are going to happen each week. Week number 1, Andy Dalton throws 3 first-half interceptions and gets benched. That's what's going to happen week 1.
Who?
Andy Dalton will throw 3 first-half interceptions week 1 and get benched. Week number 2, the annual Ravens blowout loss to the Chiefs, which will result in a Lamar Jackson memes. Okay. Week number 3, Russell Wilson throws 6 touchdown passes and leads the MVP race. Okay. Yeah. Week number 4, Tom Brady throws for 750 yards and 9 touchdowns against the Patriots. This is set in stone.
That's a revenge tour.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Week number 5, insane last-second Fitzmagic win. Week number 6, Josh Gordon returns to the NFL. Week 6, Josh Gordon returns. Week number 7, Joe Burrow dies. Oh, gosh. That's brutal. That would not be good. Week number 8, Aaron Rodgers fires the entire coaching staff and GM of the Packers. That happens in week 8 of the season. Week number 9, Josh Gordon is suspended by the NFL. Yeah. That'll happen in week 9, 3 weeks after he came back.
Does that mean it's going to be like a complete dumpster fire for the Packers by week 8?
That's what it says. This is
My
what's gonna
goodness.
happen. Yeah. Week number 10, the start of the Raiders' annual second-half season collapse. Week number 11, Antonio Brown calls Roger Goodell a cracker on an Instagram Live deal. That's not good. Week 12, the Cowboys and the Lions will lose on Thanksgiving Day. Week 13, Russell Wilson throws 5 interceptions in a 13-9 loss and loses the MVP. Week 14, the Steelers realize what it's like to actually play good teams. Week 15, the Saints choke in prime time and the fans blame the referees. Week 16, Juju and Jackson Mahomes TikTok collab. I don't even know what that means. Week 17, Myles Garrett murders Mason Rudolph on the field. And week 18, and final week of the season, annual Derrick Henry 250-yard, 3-touchdown game against the Texans. All right, let's get a break. When we come back, final call will be Not That Pruitt. He's coming up, and you can get in. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Orange is the color of power, of progress, the color of Kubota and Huntsville Tractor and Equipment. Those who need to get things done, trust Kubota's L and M Series tractors, zero-turn mowers, the fun sidekick, from one of the top dealers in the country. More than 50 years of family service, every part in the book, and folks who know what to do with them. You'll be seeing orange with Huntsville Tractor and Equipment.
Come on, let's go to work. Chad, cue the cheesy Italian music. So you're in charge of the dinner spot, and the family is a hard group to please. Dad wants award-winning 21-day age certified Angus beef. Mom craves authentic Italian food like great-grandma. Sissy pretty much won't eat anything but fresh seafood. And old life of the party, Uncle Walter, likes to enjoy a cigar after dinner with some live local entertainment and some killer cocktails. So you think you're in a pickle? Well, you're not. Relax. I'm Tom Chapman, chef at Nick's Ristorante at 10300 Bailey Cove Road, just south of Weatherly. We have all that and more. Our friendly and helpful staff is eager to help you Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 5. So, corral that crazy crew of yours and give us a call at 256-489-8280 or tell them to check us out at nicksristorante.com. I promise you, the gang will all think you're a culinary cruise director of awesomeness if you take them all to Nick's. See you soon. Ciao. Okay, Chad, kill that music.
Nick's is for patrons 19 or older.
Have you got your tickets yet? Single game tickets for the Rocket City Trash Pandas full season are still available. Every Friday and Saturday night at Toyota Field ends with fireworks, and after the completion of every Sunday game, kids get to run the bases. You can reserve your spot at Toyota Field for any of the remaining Trash Pandas home games right now. Go to TrashPandasBaseball.com to get your tickets while supplies last. Trash Pandas Baseball. Ignite the season.
Sitting here with Ann Adams of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Rise Real Estate. Is it a good time to sell your home, Ann?
Yes, it is. We have people relocating from all over the country.
Why should we choose Rise Real Estate?
Well, we've been selling real estate in North Alabama for 36 years and have sold more real estate than any other real estate company, period.
Do you help your customers through the entire process?
Yes, our agents are with you during the whole process from start to finish, from beginning to end.
In your relocation services, you have a whole team.
Yes, we have a dedicated relocation department helping customers move seamlessly into the area.
Ann Adams has been writing contracts for the last 36 years. She has the experience to help you list and sell your home, downsize your home, or help pick the perfect spot north of Alabama for you to build a future.
Call Ann Adams at 256-337-2625 or on the web at www.bhhsriserealestate.com.
Another year of Coach Saban in Tuscaloosa. You know what that means.
I've been a part of a team since I was 9 years old. It scares me to ever think of the day when I wouldn't be a part of a team.
Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network and the Nick Saban Show is 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
People stay just a little bit longer. We want to play just a little bit longer.
Welcome back. Wish we could stay a little longer. God, it feels like Friday. I can't get this Friday vibe out of my head. This segment of the show brought to you by North Alabama Mortgage. At North Alabama Mortgage, they've got everything you need to be walked through your mortgage, whether it's a refi or a new purchase. They can take care of you with conventional VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They've got them all down there, and they do it in Alabama and in Florida and Tennessee as well. And Brian Hammaker and his team are just absolutely tremendous. You know, they get much of their business, almost all of their business, from referrals from clients and realtors that they've worked with before. The reason that is because once you use them, that they become your mortgage company. Boom, that's it. Make them your mortgage company, and they do a tremendous job. That's North Alabama Mortgage at NorthAlabamaMortgage.com, NorthAlabamaMortgage.com. All right, let's get to the lines. Not That Pruitt is up. Hey, man, how you doing?
How are you, man?
I'm fantastic. I just should call you NTP for short. How you doing, NTP? What's up?
Hey, man, so I'm going to the Titans game Saturday. How many you think I'll get to see any starters play?
No, they're all on COVID. They got like 8 guys out with COVID. I mean, the quarterback's out now. Ryan Tannehill is out. I don't think he's going to play too many guys. You're certainly not going to see Julio Jones or A.J. Brown. You're going to see those guys. You're not going to see Derrick Henry. You're not going to see any of those guys. Just go there, enjoy the nice weather. Hopefully it's nice weather. Go there, enjoy the weather, and being at a game. Are you taking a kid or anything with you?
Yeah, I'm taking both of my boys and my wife. We're all going. I got a friend of mine that has season tickets and wasn't able to make it, so they called me up and passed it on to me whenever they can't make it. So,
how old are the kids?
I've got a 13-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Have they ever been to an NFL game before?
Yes.
Okay.
We normally go to them, like one a season or so, something like that.
Oh, okay. All right. So they've been. Well, just go have a good time, watch a game. It'll be, you're not going to see, I don't think you're going to see any of the starters, or, the next to none of the starters. Watch the young guys. And the Titans have played very good in their first 2 preseason games. I feel like they'll play well in this one, too.
Right. Hey, man, I was wanting to try to give the middle school kids a little bit of love. I've got the Madison County Large School Division football going on here. And so tonight we have Monrovia is playing at Liberty. And, somebody just tried to call me, and I dropped it all. Hang on just a second. All right, here we go. We're back. So we've got Monrovia playing at Liberty. Meridianville is playing Sparkman at Sparkman, and Discovery is playing Buckhorn at Discovery.
And these are 7th and 8th graders?
Yeah, 7th and 8th grade. I'm sorry. So Buckhorn is playing Discovery at home. Sparkman's playing Meridianville at home, and Liberty is playing Monrovia at home.
It's good that the heat is come down a little bit, too, so it won't be too bad. Make sure you keep those kids watered up, though, and everything, and that's good, man. There's nothing like some good middle school football out there.
Yep. So they're, they'll be the future people that, you'll be talking about on, on Thursday and Friday on the lights or whatever. So, I just want to pass that along, and I wish I had more than just the Madison County Large School District, but that's my son plays for Monrovia, and that's the only ones I have. So.
Yeah, we used to live in Harvest, and but it was right before Monrovia. I don't know, maybe it was right. I think one of my kids might have went to Monrovia. My son played at Sparkman High School, but that's it. You know what? And you can kind of set the tone early on. But believe it or not, it means something. I know when I had sons that played at Page in Tennessee, and they would go out and beat people, and those same people, when they became 11th and 12th graders, they remember the fact that they got whooped by those guys back in the day. That's for sure.
Right.
All right, man. Appreciate you. It's a good job by Not That Pruitt getting in. All right. Come on down. Do the fantasy thing with us tonight. It'd be really, really cool. Coming up next is Chuck Oliver right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Maybe the air doesn't blow like it should, or it's needing new tires, or you're just ready for something newer. It's time to move up, time to trade up. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and it's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your current car or truck is worth more than you know. In fact, we'll buy your vehicle even if you don't trade. We have nearly 100 Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned models to choose from. Our Ford Gold certified or low mileage, gently used vehicles with great warranties. They've passed a 172-point inspection by certified technicians, come with a 24-hour roadside assistance, plus a full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. It's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your vehicle is worth more right now at Woody Anderson Ford. Corner of Jordan Lane and Sparkman Drive. Hope to see you soon.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news. Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill put on the reserve COVID-19 list. He'll miss anywhere from 5 to 10 days, depending on his status. Bills receivers Cole Beasley and Isaiah McKenzie were fined by the NFL for violating COVID protocol. They're now subject to increased discipline for repeat violations, including conduct detrimental with a maximum fine of a week's salary. Patriots quarterback Cam Newton returned to the team facility today and is practicing this after missing 3 straight days due to a COVID protocol misunderstanding. Coach Bill Belichick said Newton did not violate team rules. In Newton's absence, rookie QB Mac Jones took number 1 reps the last couple of days. All quarterbacks will get work now that Cam's back, according to Belichick. Also said he's got no timetable to transition from a QB competition to having a starter and getting that player ready for week 1.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes Sprinter vans, 12-passenger Ford Transit vans, 15-passenger Ford Transit vans, and 15-passenger Chevrolet Express vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed precision overhead garage door service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked the reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision overhead garage door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision overhead garage door service. Call 256-400-4500.
Chad, cue the cheesy Italian music. So you're in charge of the dinner spot, and the family is a hard group to please. Dad wants award-winning 21-day age certified Angus beef. Mom craves authentic Italian food like great-grandma. Sissy pretty much won't eat anything but fresh seafood. And old life of the party, Uncle Walter, likes to enjoy a cigar after dinner with some live local entertainment and some killer cocktails. So you think you're in a pickle? Well, you're not. Relax. I'm Tom Chapman, chef at Nick's Ristorante at 10300 Bailey Cove Road, just south of Weatherly. We have all that and more. Our friendly and helpful staff is eager to help you Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 5. So, corral that crazy crew of yours and give us a call at 256-489-8280 or tell them to check us out at nicksristorante.com. I promise you, the gang will all think you're a culinary cruise director of awesomeness if you take them all to Nick's. See you soon. Ciao. Okay, Chad, kill that music.
Nick's is for patrons 19 or older.
For nearly 100 years, folks have trusted Blue Star medicated ointment to relieve the pain and itching of almost any skin irritation.
It works on my son's dry itching feet and their jock itch.
I had this rash on my neck. Nothing worked until Blue Star.
Blue Star worked great on my ringworm without steroids.
My wife and I have been using Blue Star for years. It's never let us down.
Look for the white box with the Blue Star in the first aid section. Feel Blue Star work fast, or your money back.
Orange is the color power of construction, the color of Kubota and Huntsville Tractor and Equipment. Those who need to get things done trust Kubota's mini excavators, compact track loaders, and the best keeps getting better with the all-new mini compact loader from one of the top dealers in the country. More than 50 years of family service, every part in the book, and folks who know what to do with them. You'll be seeing orange with Huntsville Tractor and Equipment.
Come on, let's go to work.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Partly sunny skies this afternoon. Temperatures hanging out in the low and mid-90s. Heat indices aren't going to be as much of a problem as they have been over the last couple of days. Why? Because we're going to see an increase in cloud cover through the heart of the afternoon, early into the evening. With that increase in cloud cover is going to come the opportunity for a couple of isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. That activity doesn't stick around very long. We're dry through the overnight, temperatures dropping into the low and mid-70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The following liner is courtesy of Frank Caliendo. Check out Frank online at frankcaliendo.com.
I tell you what, man, that talking ball, some good stuff. It's some f***ing good stuff, man. I love to listen to these guys. Tell you what, man.
.97.7 ESPN The Zone. WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
In the South, it's always college football season, and the king of college football reigns supreme all year long. Southern Sports Today proudly presents The Chuck Oliver Show. It's an inside look at everything college football. Now live from Atlanta, Georgia, it's time to talk college football with the reigning king of college football, Chuck Oliver, on Southern Sports Today.
There's a development coming in college sports, and controlling the message is only one of the goals. It is the Chuck Oliver Show on a Thursday, and I've told y'all that if we DeLorean back to 2005, beginning that season for about the next 4 years, what I was able to do is every Sunday night I would look at the following week's schedule after everything had shaken out from the week, pick a biggest game in ACC, SEC, really anywhere, and so I'd go there all week. Practice, interviews, whatever. I did that for several years and was awesome. I also discovered who specifically the best interviews were throughout Southern college football. I've talked about Rick Clausen when he started at Tennessee. What a fabulous interview. I'd asked him about expectations one time, and this is the Tennessee quarterback talking about the Tennessee fan base. Is like, if I don't live up to their expectations, that's their problem. It was I want to say Jawan Simpson was the linebacker, and I've talked about him before. He might have been number 42 at Alabama, and this would have been like 05, 06. And they were playing Florida, and I was asking him about Chris Leak, and he was like, I don't know why everybody's asking me about Chris Leak. He's not as good as Brody Croyle. He wouldn't start here. He may start at Florida. Like the media guy came over and said, hey, Jawan has a test. He has to go now. So I loved it. But in the past 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, there has become a very transparent objective in, I'll say, the overwhelming majority of college football programs. And what we see now is freshman players don't speak. Well, because they're young. And now that's not – in fact, that might have been an SEC deal. They may have taken the brunt on that one. Hey, as a conference, SEC freshmen aren't allowed to talk to the media. They may have done that. And policies get amended all the time, but it was controlling who was able to talk to the media. Well, you think, all right, well, maybe that makes sense. That's an 18-year-old. Folks, count the head coaches who don't allow their assistants to talk to the media. And sometimes even the coordinators, it'll be, I'll bring Dan in. Dan, you've been team-specific coverage before.
I have.
Is there like a twice a year, maybe spring practice and then before the bowl maybe, you get to talk to coordinators with some programs?
Kirby, at least for Georgia, it's just like Nick does at Alabama. Preseason, you get offensive, defensive coordinator, and then if you missed them, too bad. Maybe at the bowl game, we'll let you talk to them then.
Got to talk to the offensive line coach? No. What, the wide receivers coach? Are you stupid? I just said no. All right, so freshman and like the 47-year-old receivers coach. That's right. Controlling the message. Controlling access. And I've talked about that. If you cover, and I want to pick a good example here. If you cover the Miami Hurricanes and you get in Dutch with Manny Diaz, you can go cover the Heat. Or the Panthers. The Panthers are still in Miami. Is that accurate? Oh, they're not?
They're like outside Fort Lauderdale, I think, but they're a little further north.
They're in Miami.
But you can still cover them. You got other things. You can cover the Dolphins. Cover the Marlins even. If Manny Diaz decides to freeze you out, you just get another beat. I'm picking an example here. If you work for the Tuscaloosa News and you color outside the lines with Nick Saban, you're unemployed. If you lose access to that program, you don't have a job anymore. And so that is another way to control the message. And it's the unspoken. And I got to say, there are only a couple of examples that I'm aware of where it was anything more than sort of the very clear but unspoken. And I talked about one of them. It was Steve Spurrier. I mean, wasn't it along the lines of, and again, I'm going to paraphrase, and I'm a huge Spurrier fan, but I think it was along the lines of, if you're a Gamecocks fan, I don't know why you buy this paper. Holy smokes. I'm good friends with Heath Klein, who hosts Afternoon Drive over there at the Gamecocks flagship station. And he tells me, like, we'll talk 3 hours of women's basketball, women's South Carolina basketball. Dave Hooker, who hosts Afternoon Drive, used to host Afternoon Drive in Knoxville. He told me that when they switched from maybe Adidas to Under Armour, he said, I thought it was a blurb. He said, we took calls. In those situations, if you get frozen out and you don't get access, that's another way to control the message. It has become a clear goal of virtually every program and having practice off limits, players off limits, coaches far more off limits than ever before, of course, brought about by the pandemic. It has really helped along those lines because now, I'll say either face-to-face or just interaction with anyone program-related, it's far more unusual than it's ever been. But programs realized back in the spring, hey, we have to give some information out. We really do need to pretend this is difficult for us too, even though they love it. It's like networks. Oh, we're not flying our broadcast crew. They're going to do it remotely. They love it. That's what they choose. But programs are like, wait a minute, we have to give some info out. So we all got University of Florida filmed and edited video from spring practice. Earlier this week, I was talking with, I think it was Josh Kendall I was talking to about practice and covering practice. Josh Kendall from The Athletic, which, I don't know, this is nationwide and big time as you can be. And he covers the South Carolina program. He told me the media covering the team has given pictures from practice and then some notes and degree of statistics. Here you go, guys. Here's what we've decided you need to know. Controlling the message. Announced yesterday by the SEC. No in-person post-game interviews for visiting media at SEC football games this year. Zoom only. More arm's length. Controlling the message. The goal of distancing your programs from any non-sanctioned communication, that continues. We're about to have the next step in this. We're about to have teams do their own subscription model program insider websites. We're about to have athletic departments realize controlling the message, that's not new. There's money in this? All right, that's new. It's the money that's involved that will push this to reality. And TexAgs.com, which I did not have full understanding. I thought Olin Buchanan, good friend of mine, I thought Olin Buchanan, just a good guy who loves the program and works hard. And you know what? All of that stuff is true. Really good guy, works his tail off, and does a tremendous job reporting on Texas A&M football. I thought it was, quote, just a website. Then I saw the headline about 5 weeks ago that, and I got this wrong, Dan corrected me before the show. TexAgs.com paid two A&M players $10,000 for an exclusive Q&A. Dan's like, no, they paid him $10,000 each. And I think it was like a 15-minute conversation and then like a Q&A from some fans with two college players who I can tell you, they almost never have anything interesting to say. I just gave you two from the last 15 years. Rick Clausen, and I think it was Jawan Simpson was his name. Dan.
Yeah, and it was paid for by a local real estate company there. That's how they were able to make it happen. But to your point, I mean, you're shelling out $10,000 deals, which normally in NFL cities, just to give people an idea, you will have like the teams who have the exclusive rights, the flagship rights to do the games for the teams. You have the coaches show. Maybe you'll have the quarterback calling once a week. And then maybe an agent for a player will broker a deal for one of their players to come on with you for about 10 minutes a week.
Yeah, this is coming to college. And it started with, dadgummit, we don't like the media around. I wish there was a way for us to keep them more arm's length so we can control the message. Then the pandemic happened. And among other results, it allowed athletic departments to say, this is required and it's needed and it's safe and it's the only healthy way right now, so we'll do it. Then they realized, hey, we kind of dig this. And so they continued it. And then they realized, wait a minute, instead of a throng of reporters or TV news or camera on the shoulder or whatever, instead of that, why don't we just give post-practice reports with the quotes we want and the ones that we have thrown out? If you've ever looked at, if you've ever watched Good Morning Vietnam, there's a scene in there where these two Marines get the teletype and they just start drawing through and nope, that's it and going. Folks, everything that UF filmed, they didn't just download it onto the website. It's there, everybody. We just put the raw footage there. Now,